oh, like, do you think this is going to drive prices down significantly? People were thinking that this was going to make a massive impact in the market. My name is Annunziello with EXP Realty. I'm going to give you your North Vancouver housing market, and also kind of this month I'm going to do a bit more of a full spectrum on BC, because there is some things that I wanted to talk about that affect the whole province that have come to light recently in terms of new legislation. But for now, I'm going to start with the statistics. So prices have pretty much stayed the same for the past, as you can see, 6 months here. Things have been pretty stagnant, and I think it's pretty obvious that it's due to buyers just not having enough power to keep driving those prices up because of the mortgage rates. A lot of people were expecting the prices to have decreased by now more significantly. Detached stayed the same. There was no movement on price there. Townhomes increased 2.8%, and condos went up 0.3%, so basically no change there. There's a lot of people who are expecting the prices to have decreased a lot by now. I think it's just a matter of time. I think the writing is on the wall in terms of, are prices going to decrease? The question is, when will homeowners really start to feel the effects of these new mortgage rates? A new study that just came out, or new data, I should say, that just came out from TD, CIBC, and RBC that say that 20% of all of their mortgages are negatively amortized, which means that, so they're on a variable rate. It's a fixed payment variable rate, so their payment hasn't gone up technically, but their amortization, the time of basically the interest that they're paying on their loan is more than what their actual monthly payment is. So that becomes a problem when you need to renew your mortgage, and all of a sudden you've got this massive amount of interest that hasn't even been paid, let alone your principal amount, and it is a balloon payment a lot of the time. Obviously every mortgage is different, but a lot of the time their balloon payments, you need to come up with, let's say, $100,000 in cash just to keep your home, to be able to refinance it. Not that many people yet have been that affected, and you're going to start to see more and more people, as you can see in the graph, in the year to come and then the year after. So when that starts to happen, I think we'll start to see, in the next 12 months or so, we'll start to see people needing to sell their places or having to figure out what they're going to do with these higher mortgage payments. There's been some new legislation that we're going to talk about. So Airbnb, or short-term rentals, I should say. The province is making it a lot more difficult for investors to have their units on Airbnb or VRBO or so on and so forth. And so a lot of people were asking me, do you think this is going to drive prices down significantly? People were thinking that this was going to make a massive impact in the market. And I don't think it's going to have a massive impact in the market. I think it's going to have a minor impact in the market. Are that many investors in trouble with their short-term rental investments? Probably not enough to tip the scales in terms of driving prices down. But again, we'll see. That's my take on the matter. There's also been a pretty major BC Housing Bulletin that came out a couple days ago that talks about how they want to make single-family home lots turn into 6 dwellings per lot at a maximum. So that would be for probably a large lot near public transit. If you live in a zoning area right now where you have a single-family lot and there's a SkyTrain that's going to be built near you, and you can't even build a duplex there right now, when this new law comes about, I'll be able to potentially have 6 dwellings. Why would I not do that, right? It probably makes a lot of sense for a lot of people. I think this is, again, another step in the right direction. The Airbnb thing, step in the right direction. So there's a lag to all this stuff, and it doesn't necessarily help the immediate future. It helps, long term, which of course is good. That's pretty much the update for this month. There is a lot of stuff that happened. I didn't dive too much into the small statistics in North Vancouver, but that's just because there's some major things happening on a more macro level, and but they do affect North Vancouver as well. If you're thinking of buying or selling in the Vancouver area, definitely give me a shout. I'm happy to help come up with a game plan for you. Thanks so much for watching. See you next month.